hit like a train. I ran out of words, I got nothing to say. Everything hurts, and I know love leads to pain. But memories serve our sweetest refrain. The waves came tumbling down as you float away. I'm reaching for you to tell me how my life goes on with you gone. I suppose I'll sink like a stone if you leave me now. Oh, the storms will roll, easy come, hard go, then life goes on. I miss the flames, the heated reserve. Oh, I remember the way that you put me first. What a heart-wrenching shame that you'll never know, just like tears in the rain. A constant gray in the clouds. When I hear your name, I think of love. So tell me how my life goes on with you gone. I suppose I'll sink like a stone if you leave me now. Oh, the storms will roll, easy come, hard go, then life goes on. Hey, yeah, life goes on. Hey, yeah, I watch the sun setting down. I am so afraid. I need you now to tell me how my life goes on with you gone. I suppose I'll sink like a stone if you leave me now. Oh, the storms will roll, easy come, hard go, then life goes on. Easy come, hard go, then life goes on.
Welcome and thank you for joining us this afternoon as we gather today to remember and to celebrate the life of Colleen Beck, a devoted wife, mother, daughter, sister, friend, and much, much more. On the one hand, we come with a deep sense of sorrow because our lives are so much poorer for her loss. She was taken from us far too young. On the other hand, we also come with a sense of gratitude and celebration that we were able to share her life. We give thanks for a wonderful life. We can celebrate our memories and tell the stories forever. Our sorrow is real because our loss is very real. But we have confidence that tears and sorrow and death will never touch Colleen again. I've been asked to share a tribute written by Dickow. So these are Lisa's words. We are gathered here today to honor and to celebrate the life of Colleen. I find it difficult to put into words the incredible impact she had on everyone around her. It seems almost impossible to capture all of the warmth, kindness, and joy that Colleen brought into our lives. But I will try, as I know that that's what she would want. Her legacy lives on in each of us. I first met Colleen in the fall of 2006 when we both began the Therapeutic Recreation Gerontology program at Lethbridge College. From the very beginning, she was someone who stood out. Her friendly, inviting, and supportive nature made her an instant friend, not just to me, but to everyone she met. Colleen was one of those rare people who excelled in everything she did, not because it was easy for her, but because she had the kind of talent and determination that made everything seem effortless. Yet despite all of her success, Colleen never saw herself as above anyone. Her humility was one of her greatest gifts, and I consider myself lucky to have witnessed that firsthand. In the spring of 2008, Colleen and I graduated, and we were both honored with the title of Student of the Year at the ATRA 2008 Symposium in Edmonton. Shortly after, we took the role of liaisons for the TRG alumni program at Lethbridge College, where we shared our experiences and continued to stay connected. Even after graduation, Colleen and I continued to support each other. We would meet for nightly aquafit or lane swimming at Nicholas Sharon Pool. Saturday mornings were spent together at the Fritz Sick Pool with the seniors. Whenever we made plans, her response was always the same: "I'll meet you there." It was as simple as that. Colleen was always there, always dependable, always present. In 2014, when I had my first son, Colleen's life also changed with the arrival of Lexi. It was clear that motherhood was something Colleen was made for. With all of her love and care, there was no doubt in my mind that Lexi would grow up surrounded by the same kindness, compassion, and wisdom that Colleen showed everyone around her. One of the things I'll always remember about Colleen was her generosity. She made my son's first birthday cake, and it was absolutely delicious. I can't tell you how many times I would mention her name to anyone needing a cake or a treat. And every time, they were never disappointed. But it wasn't just the cakes that I loved, it was her. She'd show up at my door with homemade caramel apples just because, and I'm certain I didn't need them, but I needed to see her. Or there would be bags of cotton candy left for the boys, a gesture that always brightened my day. Colleen had a way of making everyone feel special. She liked to be home, and I knew that if I needed her, I could always message her or stop by. She knew she could do the same, and often we would end up standing outside for an hour chatting, despite saying goodbye half a dozen times. We would meet up at school assemblies or concerts, finding each other in the crowd, whether to sit together or simply wave from across the room. Every morning I looked forward to seeing her, whether we waved as we dropped off the kids at school or as she zipped up behind me on my way to work. I never once took for granted the simple joy of seeing her in the morning. And now it feels hard to imagine a world without her. I still find myself looking for her as I drive, expecting to see her coming up behind me or speeding around the corner from Sundance. It's hard to say goodbye to someone who always had a smile on her face, who left a mark on so many of us, and whose kindness was deeply felt by everyone she touched. Colleen has left an immense void in our lives, and it will never be filled. But I know that her spirit lives on in the love she gave to all of us, in the lessons she taught us, and in the ways she made the world a brighter place just by being in it. So, my friend, goodbye. You'll be missed more than words can express. Thank you for the joy, the memories, and the unwavering love. You've left us with a legacy that will never be forgotten. Rest in peace, Colleen. That was from Lisa Dickow. This time I'll invite Stephanie Ksten to come and to share.
So I brought my own box of Kleenex because I'm a crier. So I don't know how I can follow Lisa. A lot of the sentiments will be the same. We gather today, our hearts heavy with sadness, yet filled with the warmth of cherished memories to celebrate the life of our friend Colleen. Though her time with us was tragically short, it was a life overflowing with vibrant color, boundless generosity, and unwavering love. My name is Steph, and like many of you, I had the privilege of calling Colleen my friend. I was trying to call the exact moment our friendship began, but I couldn't actually remember. It just felt like we had always been friends. But I think it was about 6 or 7 years. Compared to many of you, I'm sure that time may seem brief, but the threads of our connection were strong and deeply woven. Colleen was a rare soul. She was funny and quirky, beyond measure, giving without hesitation, and authentically herself in every moment. Colleen and I found common ground in our shared passions, a love for people and animals, a knack for DIY projects, and an endless stream of entrepreneurial ideas. Always trying to make an extra buck. We often laughed about our side hustles and the hordes of crafting supplies we each had, joking that between the two of us, we could conquer any project, event, or initiative in Colehurst. But most importantly, we shared everyday struggles and triumphs of life, offering each other support and understanding. Our late night texts, sorry, I keep sniffling. Our late night texts were our testament to the bond that we shared, filled with shared confessions of overcommitment and under preparation, and the frantic yet humorous rush to meet deadlines. There were many times I called Colleen to borrow vinyl at like midnight because I didn't buy enough for a project that was due the next day. We found solace in each other, knowing we were seen and accepted for who we truly were. And man, were we a hot mess at times, but there was no judgment and just mutual understanding. How can words truly compare or capture the essence of someone as remarkable as Colleen? Even as I wrote the following words, I feel like I still have fallen short of everything I want to say and share, but I hope I can do her justice. So Colleen Beck, or in my mind as I think of her, Rose Moses, which was her Facebook pseudonym. She was a caring wife and partner to Norm, a devoted mother to Lexi, a cherished sister, a loving daughter, treasured aunt, cousin, niece, and granddaughter. She was a loyal friend, a dedicated and supportive coworker, a passionate educator, a tireless volunteer, and an enthusiastic pet parent. She was in every sense a beautiful soul. As a friend, Colleen embodied strength and resilience. She was passionate, witty, spirited, and always ready to lend a helping hand. Her creativity knew no bounds, and her empathy and kindness touched every life she encountered. She had a very discerning palate for good coffee. She was a coffee snob. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know, but she was a coffee snob. She made the most incredible popcorn, like serious theater quality popcorn, and the best sugar cookies. She was actually my sugar cookie supplier for all major holidays. Don't tell my kids I didn't cook them. She turned Halloween into a magical experience for children in our community. Come on, she gave out full-size chocolate bars one year, which she shot out of a tube out of her front door because, social distancing and everything. And then last year, she was handing out full containers of cotton candy, even to some adults like me. She was humble, behind the scenes volunteer, always giving without recognition. Many of you know Colleen's passion for Pisaki. I always say it wrong. She's probably judging me from above. Pisaki, Ukrainian egg decorating, the art of Ukrainian egg decorating. It was a passion she shared with open arms, teaching others the beauty of the intricate craft. This Easter, we will feel her absence keenly as we remember the workshops she so lovingly led. I'm dreading the messages I'm going to receive soon, asking when it's happening again this year, and then having to tell them the bad news. To truly understand how selfless she was, let me tell you, in recent weeks, we'd spent a lot of time texting back and forth because she was preparing 250 eggs for 7 classes for the students at Lexi's school, Colehurst Elementary School. She was going to teach Ukrainian egg decorating over 2 days. Let that sink in, 250 eggs. She had planned to take 2 days off and work, and she was shaving the wax and getting all the dyes mixed, and she asked for nothing in return, except the joy of sharing her passion with Lexi's classmates. As Easter approaches, let us remember her gift, the gift of creativity, the gift of sharing, and the gift of her giving, beautiful spirit. Colleen was amazing. Not to mention, she also donated all the egg whites to me in buckets, which she left on my doorstep, to feed the cats at the cat rescue I run. So she was blowing out the eggs, and I was cooking a lot of eggs for cats. She just didn't stop. Her generosity was contagious. So today we mourn the loss of a truly extraordinary woman. But we also celebrate the life she lived, the love she shared, and the permanent marks she left on each of our hearts. May we find comfort in our memories of Colleen, and may her spirit live on in the acts of kindness and generosity she inspired. Let us support Norman, Lexi, and her family in this difficult time, and honor her memory by living our lives with the same passion and love she exemplified. So I challenge each of you here today, let us keep Colleen's memory alive. It's often a common experience that after someone passes, their name gradually fades from everyday conversation. It's not out of malice, but out of pain sometimes, and discomfort and fear of further sadness. Yet I believe we owe it to Colleen and to ourselves to keep her memory alive. We can't let her spirit fade into silence. Let's continue to speak her name, to share her stories, and to remember the vibrant, extraordinary woman she was. Don't let her become a memory confined to hushed tones and somber moments. Colleen will want that. Let's share, I can't even see anymore. Let's share silly stories and heartwarming moments, the quirks that made her uniquely her. Tell people about her passion for Pisaki, Ukrainian egg decorating, her love for animals, particularly birds, her knack for turning ordinary moments into celebrations. Tell them about her favorite coffee, the beautiful chaos that she created while baking sugar cookies or spinning cotton candy, and her unforgettable, quirky sense of humor. When someone reminds you of her, a song, or when something reminds you of her, a song, a scent, a familiar phrase, share that connection with those around you. When you see a spark of her spirit in someone else, acknowledge it. Let's normalize talking about Colleen in casual conversation, in the light of day with smiles and laughter. Let's keep her memory alive, not as a burden of grief, but as a celebration of a life well lived. Let her be a constant warm presence in our life, a reminder of the joy and love she brought to us all. So Colleen, my friend, we were an unlikely pair, a cat enthusiast and a bird lover. But you were my friend, and I will never forget it. Until we meet again, keep crafting. Thanks.
Thank you, Stephanie. A bird lover and a cat friend. That's an interesting combination. Rhiannon Beckett is going to share as well.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here today to celebrate the life of Colleen Moses Beck. My name is Rhiannon Beckett, and I've had the privilege to call Colleen a friend for nearly 40 years. When originally our family moved to Fort Macleod, we had no relatives nearby, but we did have the Moses family a block away. My family has many fond memories of water skiing behind Bob's boat, Christmas Eve dinners, and hours spent playing in the Moses basement. Colleen was in my mom's class in grade 4 with Jason Beck, and they got to go on the fabled Drumheller trip. Colleen and I played many sports together, rugby, baseball, and basketball. Her rookie year on the senior team in FP Walsh, I drug her to the back of the bus with the seniors. Nobody ever messed with Colleen when I was around. Colleen was always crafty. At one point, she and I had a vision to make beer bottle cap bead curtains. So, when some of our collected caps fell out of our jacket pockets after a basketball game in the bus, we got drug into the office at FB Walsh. Our only saving grace was that our parents were aware that we were collecting them. And I'm pretty sure our collection went into the trash. It was 1996, and Norman and my grad year when they started dating. Colleen found herself a different type of artist, a sandwich artist. We both were working at the new Subway in Fort Macleod. And at Christmas, we were given 3-foot sub gift cards, and we quickly redeemed them, majestically made the most beautiful sandwich, and brought it to a party. So all 6 feet of it. We always were bombing around in the old blue Dodge of Norman's, and then came the red Dodge. And some new fun. We'd jump in that thing, head out to the mountains, of course with no one else around to pull us out if we got stuck. Norm, with his truck of girls, he would wait for us to come back when we went and got help. Like most of the kids from Fort Macleod, we moved to Lethbridge. Originally, they moved to South Lethbridge, over on Palm Road, and I was in college at the time, which was just a quick jaunt over, maybe 5 minutes. And when they moved to the west side was conveniently when I transferred to the U of L. So I would just arrive at their ground floor apartment door, unannounced, usually hungry. Their apartment and house has always been a sanctuary for their friends group. Hundreds of hours of Mario Kart, Mario Party, and GoldenEye, and probably whatever's new now, have been played to the aroma of Colleen's apple fritters and other yummy delights. I used to show up with the ingredients for pineapple meatballs, plunk them down, and she would make them for us. Eventually, she taught me how to make them, but I never have been quite as savory. When she started in home care and then worked and put herself through school and recreational therapy, she received so many awards and accolades. She made new friendships everywhere she worked and went above and beyond, making cakes that looked like real turkey dinners for seniors' homes or organizing activities and crafts for kids in the Fort Macleod community. And they were always outstanding. She was the embodiment of kindness, a word we keep hearing here. She designed the most beautiful 2-tier, 2-flavor zebra pink cake for my bridal shower. It was amazing. And when she became a mother to her own daughter, Alexis, I was lucky enough to be at her baby shower. And she was that kind of mother everyone aspires to be. She was considerate and thoughtful, always sent a message. When my brother announced that his new baby had arrived, we had a little giggle because they're the same age. But in January, she was the first person to congratulate me that I became an auntie. We all have marveled at her many hobbies and interests: cake decorating, cotton candy, gardening, her love of birds, her dog, even guinea pigs. Last summer, she was picking up face painting. Well, yeah, she needed something new. Puzzles. When we were sometimes playing video games, she would be puzzling. Another thing I enjoyed was her war with her neighbor. I technically think she won because he moved. She was an excellent cook who made all the feasts for her brother-in-law, Jason Beck, and her nephews. And the holiday feasts were always made with her love. She loved her family, their home, and their yard was filled to the brim with things for Lexi to have fun with, literally filled. Colleen's eyes sparkled, and her smile was infectious. Colleen, our vibrant and ever-inspiring friend, was creativity personified. She also kindles others' creative spirits. The world is a lot dimmer with her light extinguished so young. The impact of her friendship will resonate in our lives. We love you, Colleen, and you will be missed forever.
Thank you, Rhiannon. I'm going to invite her sister-in-law, Brenda, to come and to share. Sister, sorry. Brother-in-law, sister. Yeah, the gun works that way.
Oh. Excuse me if I'm coughing a lot. I'm losing my voice. I have a cold. Oh. First, I want to thank everyone for coming today to celebrate Colleen's life. Over the last week, the number of people reaching out and sharing comforting words has been remarkable and very heartwarming. We are celebrating her life the way she would have wanted. Although we are absolutely heartbroken to lose her way too soon, she would want us to remember her with laughter, stories, and maybe a little light roasting. After all, she was married to Norm. It's to be expected. If you knew Colleen, you know you could have shown up today in jeans and a Metallica t-shirt and you'd be welcomed in. That was her, down to earth, unapologetically herself, and always embracing what made people unique. I'm Brenda, Colleen's big sister. We grew up in the same house that our parents, Bob and Loretta Moses, still live in today. Being sisters meant that we had the kind of relationship where we could be best friends one day and in a full-on brawl over the bathroom mirror the next. As kids growing up on 10th Street, Colleen was all about fun and friends, no matter how messy it got. She hauled out every toy and dumped them all over the floor and never gave a second thought to the cleanup. Grass stains and dirt, not a problem. If we had to dress up for a special occasion, Colleen would be the one in sweatpants and messy hair. Her curls were wild and everywhere, and Mom would have to practically wrestle her into the chair to get them combed. We both have stories of burnt foreheads from the classic 80s curled under bangs. If all of us cousins were splashing around in the backyard in the pool in our cute swimsuits, Colleen was the nudie Trudy. Running around without a care in the world, she never did follow the crowd. Dad taught me how to fold military corners on bed sheets, and when he tried to teach Colleen, he'd flip up the sheets and Colleen would just dive under the covers. Mom's standards had to be lowered for Colleen's bedroom. One early memory that always cracks me up is when Colleen was about 4. We went to Storyland Zoo in Edmonton, and Mom and Dad rented a stroller for her because her legs were tired. Now, she was way too big for the stroller, but she insisted. We were watching the elephants when one suddenly started trumpeting and stomping around, flinging dirt and rocks into the crowd. Colleen, in sheer panic, picked up the stroller like it was a pair of pants and ran, screaming and crying, trying to get away. As a teenager, Colleen had a rebellious streak and a knack for getting into mischief. Like the time Mom and Dad left town and she threw a house party. Dad called to check in, and all we could hear was the sound of chaos in the background. Not her finest moment in stealth. She wasn't sneaky enough to hide the empties, she just left them in the bin. She also had a habit of borrowing my clothes. One day she took my shirt to wear to school and she got busted because it was picture day, so there was photo evidence of it. I remember this one kid that Colleen was friends with, and he would come to her parties, and he was a total punk. This kid would mess with my stuff while we were out when they were all partying at our house. Colleen knew about it and didn't try to stop him. Thank goodness one of Colleen's friends had a conscience and warned me about it before it was too late. I'm not going to say what he did, but I will say that I'll never forget, and I will get you back, Jason. Colleen started dating Norm in high school. She was in grade 10 and he was in 12, and they were inseparable. They had their share of adventures. There was the time she took the truck to pull out a friend from the river bottom, and she tied the rope to the pipe vise holder and twisted the bumper. Then there was the brand new windshield put in the minivan. Colleen took it for a joyride, and that same day came back cracked. Our minivan could tell some stories. One day, one of Mom's friends went to light a cigarette, and some strange smelling substance started smoking from the cigarette lighter. It wasn't just vehicles, she stole the boat too. Colleen and Norm would take friends for 2 brides and water skiing at the dam and forget to turn off the fish finder, so she got caught. Another time she had engine trouble, so she got caught again. She kept doing it. Their life was full of misadventures, spending weekends mud bogging in the mountains. Colleen was happiest when they were doing things their way. In 1998, Colleen graduated high school. They celebrated by going on a trip to Jamaica and soak in the local culture. The drinking age there was 21, and the hotel kindly gave them adult wristbands, and they found their happy place. They built a life together. She first moved out to live with Norm at the farm for a year or two before getting an apartment together. Colleen liked to switch it up often when it came to jobs. She worked as a Subway sandwich artist, at a bagel shop, Safeway, the dollar store, Nutters, you name it. She even tried hair school and decided it wasn't for her. Eventually, she found her calling in recreation therapy. In 2000, Brian and I got married, and for our honeymoon, we went to the Mine Riviera in Mexico, along with Mom, Dad, Colleen, and Norm. No complaints from us, though. Mom and Dad paid for the trip. Colleen and Dad thought it would be a good idea to go deep-sea fishing while the rest of us went shopping in the markets. When they got back, we saw Colleen crawling off the boat. You know in cartoons when the character's face turns green? I didn't think that could happen in real life, but that was Colleen. She crawled onto the dirty street and onto a park bench to lay down. I felt so bad for her, and Norm was laughing and taking pictures. To top it off, she got so sunburnt on half of her face because she couldn't move. She spent the rest of the trip looking like Two-Face. In 2010, for Nan's 85th birthday, we had a big party at my house with all the aunts, uncles, and cousins. Colleen made the cake. It was a huge multi-tiered cake with roses for Nana Rose. She came out to my house for Nan's birthday, dropped off the cake, visited for a short while, and left early. We all thought it was strange she left so soon. The real surprise came when we found out that she and Norm had eloped that same day, married at St. Teresa's Chapel earlier that evening, and she didn't tell any of us. In 2013, Colleen and Norman designed and built their house in Colehurst. They got to customize everything and make it fully accessible. Norm had a few requests. No basement, no attic storage, no lawn to mow. Well, it looks like the nephews will be put to work cleaning out the attic and tackling some landscaping this summer. Colleen was an incredible auntie. She gave the best gifts. Some of them were very unique, and they were never practical. When she picked out a present, it was either large, loud, messy, or dangerous, but it was always so much fun. Colleen wanted a baby of her own, and after many years, she and Norm announced they were having a baby. Alexis Rose Beck was born July 23rd, 2014. When she and Norm had Lexi, their whole world changed. Colleen threw herself into motherhood with the same creativity and adventurous spirit she brought to everything else. She was the mom that made the epic cakes, organized games, crafted endless fun. Lexi was so lucky to have a mom who taught her every craft and let her love every animal and exposed her to everything she could. She took Lexi to every fair, parade, expo, and festival, always stopping to take goofy selfies. Her dream had always been to have a little girl, a mini-me to share adventures with, but what she got was Lexi, a mini Norm. Lexi is the best of both of them, and Colleen adored her. Colleen was resourceful and independent, always taking the DIY route. Car troubles, she'd fix it herself. Needed something built, she'd recruit Norm and Grandpa Bob with promises of cinnamon buns. One day, I was driving to Lethbridge and I saw someone broken down on the side of the road. I could see a woman changing a tire with this great big dude sitting in the front passenger seat. I thought it was so strange that this big man wouldn't be helping his wife. I felt bad driving on, but I don't know how I could help in that situation anyway. When I called Mom that night, I found out that the lady was my sister and the big dude was her laundry. Fresh from Mom and Dad's. Oops. In all fairness, if I had to change a tire, I'd have to ask Colleen how to do it. Name any art project or craft, and Colleen not only tried it, but probably had all the supplies to set you up as well. She had a homemade version of every game for preschoolers to seniors. It was a familiar sight to see her kitchen table covered in the latest quilling, painting, slime making, sensory bin assembling, holiday decor, constructing, or cake decorating project. Her Pisanki eggs were the latest passion project. She had 250 eggs, as we know, ready to go for decorating at the school. And you know how they say creative minds are rarely tidy? She was happy to give you a ride somewhere, and as a bonus, if you got hungry, you could reach under the seat and find a Timbit. Colleen did things her way and walked to the beat of her own drum. I always admired her bravery to share her thoughts on political issues on social media. She wasn't shy about clapping back or getting into it with people over social issues. Her comments section was always so entertaining. It won't be the same without her Facebook post during the next federal election. A very special person in Colleen's life was our grandmother, Rose Jenkins, or as all the grandchildren called her, Nan. Nan was Colleen's hero. She emulated her in her baking and caring for all the children in their lives. There was no better grandchild to inherit Nan's cinnamon bun pans than Colleen. They even had the outlines of the cinnamon buns from over the years. Another trait Colleen inherited from Nan was taking no guff. You don't cross Nan and you don't cross Colleen. They would let you have it. I was once witness to a lady trying to take over Nan's machine at the casino. I can't repeat what Nan said to that lady, but let's just say Colleen would have said the same thing. Colleen loved her coffee. She'd drive from Colehurst to Fort Macleod, but yet make a detour to the west side of Lethbridge to hit the Starbucks. She wasn't impressed by fancy things. Give her a lawn chair and a mason jar with her favorite drink and some time in the mountains, and she was content. Colleen was fierce, funny, unapologetically herself. She lived her life with an adventurous spirit and a loving heart and a wicked sense of humor. She made every moment count, and she made sure those around her felt loved. Thank you, everyone, for your support that you've shown. Colleen was surrounded by good, caring people, and we are privileged to live in such great communities of Macleod and Colehurst and Lethbridge. I can't express enough how grateful we are for your generous contributions and compassion shown for Colleen's daughter, Alexis. It will always be remembered. Now let's celebrate Colleen's life with laughter, love, and a little mischief, just the way she would have wanted.
Things fall apart and time breaks your heart. I wasn't there, but I know she was your girl. You showed her the world. We fell out of love and you both let go. She was crying on my shoulder. All I could do was hold her. Only made us closer until July. Now I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. I should put it all behind me, shouldn't I? But I see her in the back of my mind all the time. A fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sun. Did I cross the line? Things don't last, and life moves so fast. I'd never ask who is better, 'cause she couldn't be more different from me. Happy and free and leather. And I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. Put it all behind me. But baby, I can see her
up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind. Be where trouble melts like a lemon drops, high above the chimney top. That's where you find me. Oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
miss you so bad. I don't forget you. Oh, it's so sad. I hope you can hear me. I remember it clearly. The day you slipped away was the day I found it won't be the same. Oh, na-na.
I took the supermarket flowers from the windowsill. I threw the day-old tea from the cup. Packed up the photo album Matthew had made, memories of a life that's been loved. Took the get well soon cars and stuffed animals. Poured the old ginger beer down the sink. Dad always told me, don't you cry when you're down. But Mum, there's a tear every time that I blink. Oh, I'm in pieces, it's tearing me up. But I know a heart that's broke is a heart that's been loved. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. When God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. I fluffed the pillows, made the bed, stacked the chairs up. Folded your nightgowns neatly in a case. John said he'd drive, then put his hand on my cheek and wiped a tear from the side of my face. And I hope that I see the world as you did, 'cause I know a life with love is a life that's been lived. So I'll sing hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. When I fell down, you'd be there holding me up. Spread your wings as you go. And when God takes you back, He'll say hallelujah, you're home. Hallelujah. You were an angel in the shape of my mom. You got to see the person I have become. Spread your wings and I know that when God took you back, He said hallelujah, you're home.
Some of the words that have come out this afternoon speak volumes about who Colleen is. Caring, humble, laughter, color, quirky, chaotic, messy, creative, helpful, outgoing, so many wonderful, wonderful things. And of course, coffee snob, that's a good one. Pet parent, cotton candy, sugar cookies. But most of all, I think the words we've heard are Norman and Lexi. And so as we reflect on Colleen's life today, we can give thanks for just an absolutely wonderful person who meant so much to each of us and to our families and to our community. And so as we say goodbye and reflect until we meet again, a couple of things seem important to say. One is, make sure you tell the people that you love them and that they're valued and cared for. Certainly Colleen had that gift of letting the people who are important to her, and look how many people there are, and there's more who weren't able to come. but letting them know and not just taking it for granted. And the other thing is to take the example that she set and keep her alive, keep her memory alive by taking some of those qualities that she modeled so well and making them part of who we are, so that in a world where there's far too much anger and self-centeredness and grumpiness, to reflect on who she was and a different way of life that she models, a life of being caring and considerate and thoughtful and humble and selfless and kind and sharing, and make those qualities part of who we are so that we create a better world, so that the light that she lit, the candle that burned in her life, burns in our lives as well, and that becomes part of who we are. Brenda, at the end of her eulogy, reflected that maybe we can have a little bit more laughter, love, and maybe a little bit of mischief going forward as we reflect on Colleen. So take those qualities that you saw in her and make them part of your life as well. Following the service, there will be a reception here at the front of the chapel, and you're invited to join the family and one another and to tell some of those stories. Before we get to that point, Lexi has a little tribute for her mom that involves balloons and being outside. So you're invited to join briefly with the family outside first for the balloons, which I believe also somehow involve coffee beans, but that's something you'll have to talk to other people about, but seems very appropriate for Colleen. And then to join us back inside for the reception following the service. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. May the rain fall soft upon your fields. May the snow make all things white and pure. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand. Amen.
Your grace, stay in my heart, stay in my mind for all of time. Bridges burn, but I've seen the worst, and I'm sure I'll be alright. I'm doing just fine, only for a time. Where do I go from here? No, I'm lonely, but have no fear, 'cause I'll be seeing you, seeing you, wherever I go, and I'll be with you, be with you, wherever I go. Gone, but your love is all I have left. I'll stand tall, stay in my house, will stay in the dark, 'cause you look for me. Maybe I'm about to break out, wanting more, I can't resist the thought of you. and I